What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. Pretty interesting one, this one, with a former City player being linked again with a move to Manchester City, and of course everybody's favourite player that everyone's speaking about right now at Manchester City in terms of transfers is Kalvin Phillips. Got the latest on him too. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe. It is free to subscribe, and I am going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates from January 1st for you guys to enjoy. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and do leave a thumbs up to 200 likes is the aim. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs, and we're going to talk about Kalvin Phillips. Now, Rob Dawson has said that Newcastle United, they're planning to make a move for Kalvin Phillips in January. He does say that Bayern Munich and Juventus, they're also keeping track of the situation, and this comes, of course, with the big update we had on Kalvin Phillips in my last transfer update, where Juventus showing a lot of interest in Kalvin Phillips right now. They're interested in signing him on loan with an option to buy in January, and that's something that is being explored. And I think at the end of the day here, I think Manchester City need to measure up how likely they are, because it will be a loan in January. I am very confident it will be a loan and not a permanent transfer, unless it is to another Premier League club, and even then I'm not too sure it's going to happen. You say to Newcastle, they've got the option here to loan him with an option to buy. They'd rather do that rather than commit £40+ million on a player who they're not too sure will fit the system, whereas with the loan with an option to buy gives them that guarantee that if Kalvin Phillips isn't the fit that they're looking for their squad, he could just be returned back to Manchester City, no harm done, in January, and it puts Man City in a position. So if we are to loan, I'd prefer an obligation to buy over an option to buy. I don't think any team's going to commit to give us that. So Manchester City have to weigh up how likely we are for a club to make this transfer permanent, and just how much money is City looking for in terms of a loan fee in January, and what fee are Manchester City looking for in the summer. Now, at the end of the day, Premier League's got a lot of money. Newcastle have got a lot of money. We're more likely to squeeze out more money from them than we are from Bayern Munich or from Juventus. However, if it does come down to a permanent sale, Man City selling to Bayern Munich or Juventus is less likely to have any impact on Manchester City on the football field than him signing for another Premier League club. Players like Alexander Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus joining Arsenal very nearly hurt Manchester City. We'd sold Raheem Sterling to Chelsea, and we sold Cole Palmer to Chelsea this summer. They both scored past Manchester City, and we ended up dropping points against them in the Premier League in our last Premier League game. So there has to come a time where Man City do have to kind of learn their lesson here and stop selling to top Premier League rivals with our players. And Newcastle are a team that I think are going to be a team that want to stay at the top of the Premier League. They're investing a heck of a lot of money. They're wanting to push and go into the right direction. So City letting one of our squad players leave to go to Newcastle. If Kalvin Phillips can hit the ground running there and become a key important player, who knows, Kalvin Phillips could well come back to bite Manchester City on the backside, just like it did with the likes of Jesus, Zinchenko, Raheem Sterling and Cole Palmer. So you have to find that balance. Do you accept more money and have that potential of biting us on the backside happen more often, or do you sell for less and give him to a European team? They're the important questions. It all depends on what money's on offer and what Manchester City looking for. But it is seemingly looking like Kalvin Phillips' days at Manchester City are numbered, and in January I suspect he'll leave on loan, and City will be pushing for a permanent sale in the summer. Even to one of the clubs, if he goes out on loan, taking up that option to buy. Now, moving on to the IMS, we've got a new name under the form of Nico Williams. He plays for Athletic Bilbao over in Spain. Now, AS in Spain have said that La Liga giants Real Madrid and Barcelona, as well as top Premier League clubs, including Manchester City, are interested in signing the young 21-year-old Spanish winger. Now, his contract is up at the end of this season. He has a release clause available for €50 million, but should his contract not be sorted by January, it's thought that Bilbao could be looking to try and sell him in January for less than that release clause of €50 million. He's of the right age that City would be looking for. The question has to be, how likely is it Bernardo Silva leaves Manchester City in the summer. He has a €50 million release clause in his contract active this summer. And one of the La Liga giants, if Real Madrid and Barcelona are interested in wide players, you would presume that they're going to be interested in signing Bernardo Silva. Proven, experienced, world-class player, versatile as well. If either of them teams can afford €50 million, you'd think they'd want Bernardo Silva over Nico Williams. He used to say to me, would I rather keep Bernardo Silva or sell him and we sign Nico Williams instead? I'd rather keep Bernardo Silva because I know exactly what I'm going to get. He is a world-class player. But if he wants to leave Manchester City and that release clause is there and a team activates it, there is very little that Manchester City can do about the situation, which is why we're getting linked with wingers once more. So Nico Williams is one of the players that City potentially could be interested in, and should Bernardo Silva leave, a 21-year-old Spanish winger in Nico Williams could be that is of interest to Manchester City. And that leads me nicely onto the final story of this video and takes us on to a former Manchester City man who now plays for Bayern Munich, Leroy Sane. He was linked with City in the summer, albeit ever so slightly. There wasn't anything too serious, but Christian Falk really put his neck on the line here and said that Manchester City are interested in taking Leroy Sane from Bayern Munich in 2024. Liverpool are also being linked, but according to Christian Falk, Manchester City also interested as well. And it might not be Nico Williams, it might not be Leroy Sane that City choose to go for, but if Bernardo Silva does leave, we do need a winger, and that's why we're getting linked with wingers. And I find it really interesting that in this video, predominantly, we're being linked and we're speaking about wingers, and that's seemingly looking like one of the different avenues that City currently are exploring. Of course, we know we're looking at central midfielders, more than likely 2 central midfielders. We're going to get linked with every single central midfielder out there, but nothing really been spoken about wingers. And if Bernardo leaves, we need a winger. Is Leroy Sane someone we want to take back to the club? Well, he offers something a little bit different. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. He's pretty versatile in that way. He's got pace for days. He's Premier League proven. He is a fantastic player, albeit does lack a little bit of consistency. And I never got the feeling that Pep Guardiola enjoyed working that much with Leroy Sane, in particular during that final season that he was at Manchester City. And at the end of the day, Leroy Sane wanted to leave Manchester City. So would you be happy for Leroy Sane to come back? Would Pep Guardiola be happy to work with Leroy Sane again? Would he suit our new system that we've gone with? What would it be? What happens with that? It all remains to be seen. I find that very interesting, though. Leroy Sane being linked with Manchester City once more. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments below. So there we go. That has been today's video. Do make sure, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Daily Manchester City transfer updates coming throughout the January winter transfer window for you guys to enjoy. So do subscribe if you haven't already. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links, including my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 200 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Peace. Ciao for now.